VE GTS. Now this is a car we worked on a long time ago, and it is one of the first, the E-Series GTSs that had the LS2 engine. This car here, we actually did a full engine build to it. It runs, it's a 402 stroker bottom end with good bits and pieces, the Dragon Slayer, Kelly's crankshaft, the scat rods. It's got it did have Ross pistons in it. Now we've gone through and put in JE pistons. I should go through the rest of it. It's got a full twin plate clutch. It's got a largely standard drivetrain apart from that. And this car with the V7 supercharger and the over the radiator intercooler system that I custom built for this. This is actually all our own custom built Vortech supercharger system for the V7. This car's run 1,000 horsepower at the tyres on good fuel. It's done a fair few Ks of just driving around over the years, and it was time for a refresh. So I've gone through and done the heads back up, put some stuff in there that's a little bit more durable than what it was, actually gone through and put in a different camshaft, did a refresh on the pistons, just simply went up by 5 thou, so it's essentially a 4 and 10 bore in this thing, but basically just went through a full refresh on the engine. We've also, it had a twin plate ceramic clutch, it's now got a twin plate fibre clutch in it, all things to make it a little bit nicer on the road. What we've actually just done, as you saw on the dyno, was do a power run and just doing the tunes where we've remapped things for the actual camshaft. We've got some quite nice results. Now beforehand here, the yellow line was what it was in its complete form with essentially a year or so ago where it was running around on the street. Just over 700 horsepower at the tyres, so it's all been tuned back from the big horsepower it had on the dyno, but that's what it was running around the street. Now it's actually gone through a refresh, it's also going through a cam change, and you'll see we've actually gone where the camshaft is actually a little bit different. It's actually flowing, it's making a little bit more use of its horsepower. Over here at the boost graph, you'll see it's actually using its boost a little nicer, so it's actually not putting quite as much through the engine, and yet it's making a little bit more horsepower. So it's just out of a slightly different camshaft design. And we've also taken the full power is going a little bit higher in the revs. Same sort of torque curve down the bottom, not a lot of difference there. The interesting thing you just saw there, that run you just saw, was this one here at the 745 horsepower at the tyres. That was actually the difference between that one and the 765 horsepower at the tyres was essentially that 765 was with the bumper off. It was also hot, so it was actually probably running around the 770 to 775, but that was the bumper off. And the bumper actually is crowding the air cleaner a little bit. That will tend to get that issue will tend to get taken away when it's travelling down the road and it's getting pressure on the nose of the car, but it is actually restricting a little bit with the amount of airflow it actually needs. Where the air cleaner is, it's actually getting pulled back a little bit by the bumper, so it's an interesting factor. But as you see, power wise, that really turned into some really nice power. That's going to be a very powerful car to drive, as it always has been. Obviously only in the half throttle or less in the first gear and second gear, but got full throttle in third gear. And because of the centrifugal side of things, it's not that instant snap down the bottom, but it really builds in as it comes up. So it's a really nice balance for getting the car moving really quickly. Okay, now I'll just try a rolling start here and see if I can get a little bit more acceleration out of the thing.